Hey, welcome to the Euro Wars show with my good friend Marty, and we are at the Vistula River. I've always wanted to visit here because of the history around this place, and of course during World War II, the Polish uprising. What did they used to call it? In America they called Stalin Uncle Joe, like he was some great uncle guy, and he parked his tanks across.
Basically, it's a bit differently. I will tell you.
Yeah.
I will tell you a bigger story.
Okay.
So you understand why Stalin never gave the order for the Red Army to advance and help us in the uprising.
Yes.
Because during the Battle of Warsaw in 920. Stalin was one of the officers that barely left Warsaw alive.
He hated Polish people.
Since it was a Bolshevik revolution that was marching towards Europe, and they wanted to introduce communism everywhere. And the reborn Polish army actually mopped the floor with them. It was called the Miracle of Vistula. And Stalin barely left alive. He was injured, and we allowed them to come back to Russia. And when he came to power, he basically just executed his revenge.
Yep.
And when our freedom fighters were swimming across Vistula River to get to freedom, because the Red Army in the front was there, they packed them to cattle cars, the trucks and stuff like that, and shipped them to Siberia. Well, my uncle was one of those.
Really?
One of those people. Yeah. He walked back on his feet.
I've seen a movie where they escaped from Siberia, and
the gulags were really even worse than concentration camps.
Yeah.
The Russians don't have respect for life, for anyone. They had fun times during when they were drinking, where they forced people with guns to eat other people. Like from a living person,
Yeah.
like you need to just bite some of his flesh and eat it. Whatever. If you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna shoot you. And well, for us, that's Russians. That's how we view them. For us, Russians are really the epitome of evilness. It's the it's the most epic symbol of evil that there is. That's communism, and that's Nazism and Hitler, and that's why there are no fascists in Poland.
No, did you hear that? Did you just hear what Marty said?
There is a big difference between being a nationalist, like a civic nationalist, or a Polish nationalist. That is, the ideology is defined quite strictly. There are some people that created the ideology of Polish nationalism, and they even say that the Polish nation is comprised out of Polonized Jews, Germans, Armenians, and everyone can be a part of Polish nation as long as they work for the benefit of the Polish culture, nation, and basically want to be Polish and wants to be part of the nation. These are the Polish nationalists, and that's it. There are no fascists in Poland. And
yesterday proved that exactly that point for me. Yeah. But in England, in Britain, we don't have that. They have their passport. I'm British now, and as you can see, places like Luton, they don't want to be part. They hate us. You know, I'm not saying all Muslims hate us, but
it is a problem. That
it's a big problem.
You don't have any incentive. We were thinking for months and months, all the time. We only get the negative information from the West all the time, and we were just thinking, like, why should those people even assimilate? You give them no incentive to assimilate. You give them everything for free anyway. They get housing, they get priority over your natives. They get money, they get welfare. In Germany, they can drive cars without.
And Sweden.
And Sweden is just. Let's not talk about Sweden.
Have you heard the latest? Prime Minister May wants to incentivise jihadis to come back from Syria, where they've been cutting people's heads off, raping young kiddies, murdering people. She wants to invite them back
and cuddle them into normality, just like the Swedish Prime Minister.
Give them some free money and give them a house. Oh, that's nice of her. Thank you very much, Mrs. May.
At first, when I saw May got elected, I thought that maybe she will be like a Thatcher. Maybe
Yeah,
like Thatcher, because I know
yeah.
that Thatcher is basically the most hated woman. And,
The Iron Lady.
The Iron Lady. I know that she basically created Britain like it is right now. You needed the transformation. Half of the country hates her, half of the country doesn't. I understand that. And I thought that maybe she will be strict with some... She will try to be the Iron Lady 2.0. But she failed, really. She failed on everything.
2.0.
Yeah. Her first reaction was to regulate the internet speech.
Like, I know.
What the fuck? What's that gonna change?
By the way, Mrs. May, I'm in Poland, so you can't do me at the moment. I mean, I'm not in England. I'm living in Poland now. So, well, this has been fantastic. Thanks for the chat, Marty.
Yeah, it's great. And, it was my pleasure to host you here, and it's great that you even managed to come here and walk with us.
I think
it's a very important day for us both, all of us.
Well, I was saying in a Periscope that I think it's very important, if you're a patriot, you love your country, and you're curious about what you've seen on the TV, on the YouTubes, get your ass to Poland next November and join us.
Sure.
Because I'm coming back.
You're welcome to come back. Next time you're gonna sleep in our house, not in the hotel.
And same goes for you, mate. You're always welcome in England. Right, peace. Bye from the Vistula.